So I watched Jaws 2. Right off the bat, I don't think it's that bad. Sure, in comparison to the original Jaws, which is considered one of the best movies of all time, it's nowhere as good. But on its own, it's a pretty run-of-the-mill shark attack movie, and there are plenty of those, especially these days. It just feels generic. Plot-wise, it is essentially the same movie again, but with much less nuanced characters, less interesting dialogue, and more horny teenagers. And I just realized that this movie is just basically Friday the 13th in the ocean. I think that Roy Scheider was still good in the role, even though he didn't want to be in this movie. He was made to star because he left Deer Hunter prematurely, and he was made to star in this movie to fulfill his contract. There does seem to be a few scenes where he doesn't seem to care anymore, and I really think he taps into that in a few scenes, particularly when Brody is fired. He just does not give a shit anymore. As with a lot of rushed movie sequels, there was a lot of drama behind the scenes and studio interference which contributed to it being a bad sequel. There was a more original script written for the movie, but whoever was in charge wanted it to be more like the original movie, so that's why it's basically the same movie again. It's quite obviously a cash grab, which I can't blame people for too much. Movie making is a business after all. They want to make movies and make more money, but at least make a decent cash grab. I mentioned in my previous video that the shark animatronic doesn't age too well, but you don't see too much of it. In this one, the shark animatronic looks much worse and you see a lot more of it. The original movie excelled at making it feel like the shark was there even without seeing it. You didn't see the shark that often. And for some reason, they seem more keen to show the shark a lot more often, and it has much less of an impact. Really, there's no need to see this movie unless you want to see the whole series, or unless you want to see a more or less generic shark movie. The franchise also gets a lot worse from here. A lot worse. But you don't always have to take my word for it. You can see the movie for yourself and come up with your own opinion. As always, more videos to come, and thank you for listening to me ramble on about a movie for a few minutes. I do appreciate it. Have a good one.